neighborhood.
Yes.
You've played them before, obviously. I'm trying to remember, did you play last?
No. This is my first time playing, going back up there, so
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Emotions, I imagine?
I think, honestly, last year going back for the first time to the stadium, there was more,
Yeah.
even though I wasn't actually a part of the 11. But, yeah, of course, every time you go somewhere where you spent a lot of time, there's emotions that rush through you. But, still got some friends up there. But a lot of the makeup of the organization as a whole is different from when I was there. And so it'd be nice to see some friends. But we're going up there with a clear goal, and, it's a must-win game for us.
What needs to change this week as opposed to last week?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is mental application, executing things that we work on all week, and really making sure that we're online and focused on what the job is and what our roles and responsibilities are as a group.
Obviously it's very tight near the bottom in the standings, so the playoff chase is going to be fascinating. How do you guys look at it, knowing that one game could change everything?
Yeah, the message has never been clearer that everything is in front of us to play for. There is not one person in the room that thinks that, obviously we're one game away from being above the playoff line, and no matter how the game goes this weekend, there's still all to play for. And I think one thing we've shown all year is that when there's something to play for, no matter what, until the end, we're going to fight for it. And so it starts on Saturday. Every game is like a playoff game for us now. That's the way we have to look at it and prepare for them. So we're really excited as a group. It's a chance for us to get back on track. We're trending in a really good direction heading into Dallas. And like I said, some mental lapses and just some uncharacteristic things that put us behind the 8 ball. And again, we're having to try and fight back into the game. So focusing on starting right and making sure that we're online ready to go at minute 1.
And then Matt, we'll take some from Zoom now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to Bruce Murray. Hey, Alex, how are you?
Good. How are you, Bruce?
Doing great. In terms of the set piece situations and some of the goals the other night were so, pick plays and just silly amateur stuff. Like, what do you do as a keeper? Because you're making all these great saves, but, you have to have a little bit of whip and a little bit of put your arm around your defenders, right? How can you explain to us how that looks, in terms of how you have to treat each other on the field? I mean, I played with goalies, Keller and Friedel, and Brad was a real screamer. It would be like, hey, no problem, you'd be chewing his gum. So
yeah.
How do you do it?
Yeah, I like to be more in that Casey section, where it's not no problem, but it is put your arm around somebody, trying to limit the issues before they occur, whether it's putting guys in the right spot. For example, in the first one in Dallas, when I go through my checklist of if guys are in the right spots, that's my responsibility. I bypass Dom, and at the end of the day, he's probably a little bit too deep for an outswinging corner kick to be on the back part of that zone. And so I take that harshly on myself. That responsibility is put on me by the staff. And I have no problem with putting my hand up and saying, Bodge is a new signing to our team. He's still learning in some ways the way that we do things on the field, the way that our responsibilities are in set pieces. And so that's on me as a goalkeeper and as a leader when it comes to defensive set pieces, in putting him in the right spot and having him know his responsibilities. On the second hand, once the ball is in play, right, it becomes a much more individual responsibility on your roles and what is expected of you, right? And so when I speak with Matai, of course he's young, but he has a ton of ability and he's a really, really smart player. And he knows that when he's defending center backs, there's going to be picks coming, and he has to fight through those picks and find a way to get around them or at least impact where the ball is going. And so he knows that as well. So it's a mixture of being able to kind of make sure that guys know their roles and responsibilities, guys are in the right spots to be put in a successful situation, but also once the ball is in play, everyone executing on their responsibilities as well.
Great answer. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Bruce.
We'll go to Brendan Hartlove.
Hey, Alex. Actually, kind of similar to what you were just touching on. We've seen Matai get a good run of games here, and you're talking about kind of your responsibility in the set piece aspect of getting him where he should be. But kind of back that out a little bit, maybe run of play. How have you seen him develop over the last couple weeks, months, and what kind of role do you take on as the goalkeeper with the young center back in front of him?
Yeah, I've been with Matai now for almost 2 full years, and it doesn't take me saying this for it to be known that he has just a boatload of ability, and I know it's kind of a cliche saying, but in reality, sky is the limit for a guy like him. And it's been working with him constantly on the toughness, on, he's 17 years old, but we need him to play like a grown man. And so there are some parts of real enjoyment when you see him rise to the occasion and body someone off the ball, or win a big-time header, make a big-time defensive block. Those are things where he has the ability to do that, and it's well beyond his years. And then sometimes you see moments of a bit of naivety and a bit of an experience where you say, he's young, he's still gaining that experience, but at the same time, we're not in a position where it's hard for us to be learning on the fly right now. It's hard for us to be taking lessons and learning on the fly when we have goals set in place that we need to accomplish. So it's been not a heavy balance, a nice balance of being able to celebrate and enjoy seeing his progress while also kind of giving him the tough love and him learning the lessons of the trials and tribulations of being one of the guys at center back in MLS.